Okay, last time on Let's Make a Game, we determined our scale, and we said that 30 is a typical human, and so we set these as sort of benchmarks for what the numbers mean. So this means that as we're talking about, let's go ahead and make a dwarf warrior, right? Um, so he's got a might, and he is much more mighty than a normal human. So probably more than 40. Let's say that his might is up around 50. That's pretty good. And now his endurance, also much higher than a normal human. Again, we'll go 50, although I kind of want to go 60 with this guy. He's a dwarf warrior, for goodness sakes. So about 8 times more durable than a normal human, 8 times more resistant to poison, 8 times as much health as a typical commoner and you've run into the village. That's pretty good. Okay. So now accuracy, not so much. Accuracy is going to be pretty typical. It might even be a little below average human. He's not a guy who's running around with a bow in general. He's a mighty dwarf warrior, not an archer. So we'll go with 30 for that at the moment. React is going to be a little better than a normal human. He's not up in those crazy levels, but we'll go 40 for the moment. Next one is lore. Also, no great shakes on the lore. Maybe a 40, slightly better than a normal human would be in comparable situations. And finally, react. Or I'm sorry, that was intuition. Intuition's my last one. Also, not particularly special. So we'll go 30. All right, let's check our numbers here. 50 plus 60 is 110, plus 70 is 180, plus another 70 is 250. All right, Dwarf Warrior, built on 250 points. 70 and 70 is 140, and 110, 250. All right, this feels balanced. This feels all right. This feels just about right. So a starting Dwarf Warrior is going to be built on 250 points. Now, I want him to get some cool stuff. Well, let's first of all talk about what this means. So this 50 means that he has a 50% chance when he swings his axe of hitting something. Okay. He has a 60% chance of enduring a poison if it affects him. He's got a 30% chance of hitting with a bow if he attacks somebody. He has a 40% chance of avoiding an attack. Okay, trying to figure out how that works, but that's kind of what it is. A 40% chance of solving a riddle or a puzzle, 40% chance of being successful with a spell if you try to use one, and intuition, 30% chance of noticing something unusual. All right. Now, these have to ultimately be modified. They're going to be against other people. We'll figure that in a bit. But I'm liking where this guy's going. I do want him to get some special perks to being a dwarf, like what makes ultimately what makes a dwarf different than somebody else. Well, maybe chosen weapon gets a plus 10 to strength or to might. Sorry. Um, so in this case, my dwarf warrior 60 with an axe. Cool, that's awesome. So when he's using his axe, his might jumps from 50 to 60. Um, and when underground, he gets a plus. Yeah, we'll just go ahead right plus 20 to intuition. All right. So intuition 30 but 50 when underground. So put him in some tunnels, and all of a sudden he can sense direction. He's noticing things. He's seeing the secret doors. He's aware of stuff underground. Put him out in the forest, and he's kind of lost in the trees. See what I did there? Can't see the forest or the trees, but underground he's in his zone. So far, I like this. The numbers feel right. So I'm going for verisimilitude, right? Verisimilitude here. It's got to feel right. Whatever the internal consistency is you establish in your world, you need things to line up to that. In this case, the way I'm scoring my traits feels right. So I'm liking where this guy's going. Tomorrow we'll make another character and we'll start to talk about how things are going to balance each other.